Welcome to Chronofinder's YouTube channel. If you're interested in this watch or any others on our channel, please get in touch on the details in the description below. This video will take a look at a beautiful vintage piece, the Rolex Submariner 5513. The 5513 was in production between 1962 and 1989, making it one of the longest productions ever for a Rolex model. Naturally, throughout this period, there were lots of small updates and adjustments that have made some variations more collectible than others. This video will be focusing on what might just be the collector's favourite, the Maxi 3 dial, also known as the Lollipop dial. We'll explain why it's named this a bit later, but to begin, let's take a look at the case of this watch. The 5513 has a case diameter of 40mm, a comfortable size that's very popular in modern watches. It has a lug width of 20mm, a lug tip to lug tip measurement of 47.5mm, and the case thickness of 14.5mm. Shown here on an 18cm wrist, this model is well suited to wrists around this size, but can also be worn on a smaller wrist. The domed crystal on the 5513 gives a slightly larger profile, but it's comfortable on the wrist, so if you are a vintage wearer rather than a vintage collector, this could be easily worn on a daily basis. The case and bracelet of the 5513 are crafted from stainless steel and has a satin finish on the lugs, bracelet, clasp, and a polished finish on the side of the case. This particular watch has been left unpolished, making it a bit hard to see the difference in finish, but on a refurbished model it would be very clear. The 93150 Oyster bracelet is made up of 3-part links that give the watch a comfortable and secure feel on the wrist. And we have a pair of 580 end links holding the bracelet securely to the head. Moving around to the clasp of the Submariner, it has a double locking clasp that first clips shut and is then secured by a fold over buckle. Within the clasp there is a diver's extension as well as 8 holes that can be used to adjust the size of the watch without the removal of links. Taking a closer look at the inside of the clasp, you can see it's stamped VD, dating the bracelet to 1979. For watches that were pre-2011, the code inside the clasp can be used to date the bracelet of a watch. When this coincides with the date of the serial number, it adds a bit of provenance to a watch being all original. This particular watch has a 6.2 million serial, dating it to 1979, so the VD clasp code is correct for that age. Let's move on to the dial. The Maxi dial was introduced to the 5513 in 1976 and ran through till 1984. The name comes from the size of the tritium hour plots, as they were larger in comparison to the hour plots of earlier dials. There are 5 variations of the Maxi dial, and the one you can see here is the Mark III. If you look closely, you'll see the 5-minute hash marks appear to touch the hour plots, earning its nickname of the Lollipop dial. It's mainly found on cases within the 5 to 6 million serial range and was most likely first introduced in 1978. Aside from the hour plots appearing to touch the hash marks, this dial can also be recognized by a large open 6s and unique style of F in the depth rating. Also, looking at the zeros on the 200 meter depth rating, you'll see that these line up directly underneath the N and the E in Submariner. The dial is matte and has a dark grey colouring to it. The patina on the dial will vary from watch to watch, but you can see here on the lume plots on this particular watch have developed a beautiful yellow hue over the years. This patina continues on the hands, giving this particular watch lots of character. In contrast to most Submariners, the bezel on the 5513 is bidirectional and was used by divers to track their elapsed time underwater. The bezel insert is made from aluminium and is black with white markings and has a lume pearl at 12 o'clock. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you're interested in buying or selling this watch or any others on the Chronofinder's channel, please get in touch on the details that are in the description. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment, share and subscribe.